Welcome to IPL 5 Ohana.
Landed here in the bottom right corner, we have the red Terran. He is Taeja. Oh, he is one of the best Terran players in the world. He is.
Liquid Taeja.
I was going to do the same thing.
Your laugh threw me off, man. I was
that.
giggling a little bit too much. Over here, warped in the top left corner, we have the blue Protoss player. He's down 0-1, needs a comeback. He is.
Creator Prime.
All right. We saw a 2-0 with C. I wonder if we're going to see a 2-0 here too. I wonder if Protoss here can muster a comeback. And we're going to have to see because Taeja here is going for gas first. Or not gas first, but barracks and then gas. Creator on the other side is just going for gateway into assimilator. Not trying to go for Nexus first this game, and there are no proxies. So it looks like we're going to see much more of a standard game here. Neither player looking to do anything too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if anything interesting pops up, like a weird gas timing, or not necessarily weird, but like if Taeja chooses to go for a second gas and tries to open Banshees or something, he is capable of it. In fact, when you watch the series, it's Terran vs Protoss against Hero at DreamHack. I hope I'm not spoiling too much, but he did show like different builds across the board. Command Center first, double gas Banshee opening into like triple Command Center. He does all kinds of Terran vs Protoss builds depending on what he feels the situation is. So Taeja's capable of a wide variety of builds, and I feel like Creator is the one that's more safe. He doesn't necessarily take too many risks. Just a general solid macro player, and that's what he was known for, doing double fours, doing Colossus builds for a long time that made him, well, unkillable in this matchup for a long time.
Yeah, Taeja's doing something interesting here, going for 1 Rex and making 2 Marauders on it, getting the concussive shells upgrade, which will make him slow, and he's kind of scouting out Creator. He's trying to see what's going on. I think he thinks at this point there's going to be a Nexus thrown down and kind of a macro game, and I think Taeja wants to try and maybe push with a small amount of units and try and punish it, or he just wants to be defensive. It's hard to tell, but with that early concussive upgrade, I think it's definitely something that he wants to put a little bit of pressure on.
Yeah, and it can really capitalize depending on how aggressive Creator Prime wants to be, but the early Marauder concussive expand, it's been a while since we've really seen that as like the standard, but it's still pretty strong against a wide variation of Protoss builds. Like for example, Nexus first is something that Creator Prime kind of flirted with the idea. If he did, concussive expand would have just completely demolished this kind of build. So overall, it's still pretty solid, and knowing Taeja's micro, especially early on, I feel like he's going to be in a nice spot.
He was running them around, and wow, Creator, so smart, having that probe right there just to see that. And, maybe otherwise he wouldn't have seen it in time to change up a few things, but he does. Runs back with that Zealot, runs back with the Stalker. He kind of has a really good idea of what's coming along. And, with the second Stalker here, it's going to be interesting micro to see if even Taeja pushes. Nope, he's running back. He says, okay, you saw what's coming along, and I'm just going to play safe from here.
Yeah, I mean, and he already got enough information from Creator at the same time that he knows, he's probably going to be very safe against this, especially since he's expecting Creator to make a reaction too, because he did go for 3 gates instead of a gateway of Robo, which he probably would have preferred. And now Taeja can just resume as normal and expand just a little bit further, a little bit more delayed than usual. That's all. No big deal.
Very true. Now a bunch of Stalkers are coming out here from Creator Prime. That's a total of 5 already. Do you think he's a little bit afraid here? Do you think he's worried about a Marine timing or something like that early on?
Oh yeah, the fact that it's like on top of the main ramp instead of the natural, I think speaks volumes of what Creator's feeling right now. But again, playing the safe route, which is really smart, going into a Robo. Now, Creator again, he is known to do like the macro play, but he can do 2 base time. It's not like he's incapable of it. He does have strong micro in that respect. He can just go up for a follow-up Robo push if he feels like Taeja's being too greedy. As Taeja is one of those Terrans that really likes triple Command Center whenever he feels like it, but not in this scenario. He's just teching up pretty normally off of 3 racks. So this is like standard run-of-the-mill Terran versus Protoss.
Yeah, he gets the 3 barracks up again. We might see something again with that same 2 medevac timing. There will be a +1 as well. And Taeja really likes to kind of abuse the fact if he gets that just one upgrade. Doesn't need 1-1, just needs 1-0. And a lot of times it kind of can throw off the Protoss who's expecting either a 0-0 or a 1-1. So we'll have to see how Creator handles it this time. Hopefully he won't lose a couple of sentries for very little reason, right? And the ramp's a little bit different on this map, so I'm sure he'll be able to be paying more attention to it, and we'll have to see how Taeja will follow this up when it's a different game, when he doesn't get a few sentry kills early.
Yeah, that's right. Like, when the game is pretty much more even in that regards. Taeja does kind of poke out a little bit, but it's not like he has the medevac count really at all because the starport is still building. So he's just sharking, so to speak. You know, there's nothing really that he can do. Creator Prime is still pretty safe, but he is going for a robotics bay again, going for more of that safer route. Just to make sure that, you know, there's no reason for Taeja to poke in the same way he did with medevacs. But at the same time, you know, Taeja, just because, you know, you should be safe doesn't mean Taeja won't kill you. So, I mean, there's nothing
There's
really
no
safe
guarantees. No guarantees.
Can't hide.
So one of my favorite things about Taeja's play is he's always killing observers. He's always seeing them when well, we can see it, right? We can tell that there's an observer around. So we're going to have to see if Taeja kind of can kill the observer in the main. Just kind of is slinking its way around there. And you missed kind of the one in front that's sitting there, but that's fine. It's not necessarily necessary to kill the observer, but it can definitely help.
Oh yeah, big time. Especially move out times. You know, if you're going for an expansion, well, you know how your upgrade's doing, because those things, like those small little things, can make a big difference in your decision making, whether you feel confident taking a fight or not. Now Taeja does have the 2 medevacs out. This is a nice, comfortable, you know, a margin where he can kind of poke back and forth. Ohana's a little bit of a tighter map,
The
though.
Marines just got an observer in the main. Yes. Just wanted to point that out while we're looking at the medevacs. Heading up here, and now we're gonna have to see how this micro can happen again. Can he get 3 sentries and get out with very little losses?
3 sentries is a really nice count, by the way. That way you're not gimping too much of your tech, especially since she's trying to be a little bit more safer. He wants to buy time, as Colossus will pop out momentarily.
Yep, there it is.
You know, Creator is adding more gateways. He's going up to 6 gates, which is a pretty comfortable, you know, I guess, gateway count if you want to go for a follow-up push, especially since he's getting a Twilight Council. He can also research Blink. Well, he also has a lot of Zealot, so he can even research Charge if he so desires while getting 2-2. But again, you know, Taeja is doing a really nice job just slightly poking at his opponent to try and see if he can get nice snipes while he gets his third up.
Yeah, he's just preventing the third from Protoss. He doesn't actually need to engage. He's even baiting out force fields, killing an observer there again with that scan. That's really all he needs to do. Just preventing that robotics facility from making...
The medevac is on danger, and 2 Marauders go down. Very nice pick from Creator, and that's pretty much the reason why, you know, it's really safe to play like that position on Ohana, because the distances between main natural are not as large. Great pick off there from Creator.
Yeah, very sorry I was talking about other things. That was really nice. It's kind of scary to leave back a few stalkers in that situation when Taeja's really poking your front a lot. So that takes some nice sense to be able to tell that that's coming.
Yeah, and you know, you feel like you have to section off appropriately, but you know, he saw 1 medevac, he was like, well, that's not right, where's the other one? So sending back 4 stalkers in an appropriate fashion. And just like what Taeja loves to do, he likes going early medevacs. Even if he sees a Colossus, kind of delays the production of Viking. He makes 1 medevac, 1 Viking. And while he still controls the map. Creator taking a 3rd base while getting 2-2, but he has tech the Templar Archives to immediately make Archons. Now, the strength of Protoss keeps rapidly increasing on 3 base as opposed to 2, and Terran has to kind of be very cautious with how they approach this. And what's really, really cool is that Creator Prime is not even committing to Colossus. He's only making 1 and then switching directly into Templar Archives, hoping that Taeja would overmake Vikings.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, Taeja kind of somehow sensing that, okay, I don't need that many Vikings. He only has the 1. He's running up into the natural. Look at this position. Can he snipe down Templar Archives? Is he going to get it?
Well, he's focusing away from it, trying to see if he can keep running up the ramp and buy a little bit of time because he can't really confront that army. It's a very intimidating one. As Taeja going to target down the forges. Big snipes if he can get it off. And Taeja with beautiful play and maneuvering of the army. Will he be able to escape? There's not much anti-air. Oh, Taeja running laps around the Protoss army. Oh, is he going to drop and try to take out the Templar Archives too? Oh, no, not that greedy.
Feedbacks.
Wow. Oh, he does feedback one of the medevacs full of units.
Yep.
Overall, though, I think Taeja did a great job stalling. I mean, there's still a lot of units out for Creator, so Taeja has to worry about that. But man, if he snipes Storm and the 2 forges, how huge would that be, Shit?
That would have been pretty crazy. But even just the 2 forges is extremely huge, right? We talked about how Creator likes to get upgrades, and he was focusing them. He was going to have 2-2 before Taeja. He would have had 3-3 before Taeja. But now Taeja could potentially have, well, he's going to have 3-3. A little bit different timing than normal.
No, way different. Look at the timing of 2-2 finishing to his opponent. I mean, Taeja has a nice, like, 100 and depending on how many Chrono Boosts, like maybe 140, 50 seconds of window if he wants to capitalize on that. Now he's making a lot of ghosts, and it's not like Creator went back into Colossus really committing to his gateway count. So he really wants to stick with this mobile army, but it's a little bit gimped. You know, the 2-2 should be done. He should be catching. He actually should be lapsing Terran and getting 3-3 quicker with Chrono Boost. But that's not the case at all, Chef. And I feel like Taeja's in an amazing spot despite him losing a lot of units there.
Well, if you look at it, Creator had a lot of supply advantage. He still has a little supply advantage here. And this is a potential timing if he can catch Taeja off guard. Because even though there's an upgrade disparity, he still has a lot of units. He has high tech, and there's only 2 ghosts. Whereas there's 3 Archons. How many Templar? 3 Templar. There are even, well, I guess 3 ghosts here. This is going to be a really awesome fight if it happens. Taeja kind of running back out of position potentially.
But he wants to engage in the open. He doesn't necessarily want to club everything, but he's not microing his units. A big storm on a lot of the units from Taeja, and he's losing a lot of medevacs as well. Great engagement from Creator Prime as he was multitasking out of this world, but you see also a Marine run by here attempt, but Creator's going to clean that up as well. Great hold by Creator, and all of a sudden he has a big advantage to catch Terran on an off cycle, a production cycle, where he can't really gather himself. His ghosts also drop at the same time too, and all of a sudden Creator Prime doubles the army supply because Taeja wasn't able to micro.
Yeah, that was just what I was talking about. Even with that upgrade disparity, that was still a perfect time that he could catch him off guard. He had just such a stronger army with the Storm potentially, with the Archons. And the Ghosts just couldn't get the right EMPs. They couldn't snipe down the Colossus in time.
Yeah, Chef, you called it, man, and it's coming to reality. Creator Prime now in the heart of Terran's base, sniping the natural and also in prime position to just harass the third while, I guess, containing Protoss. What can Taeja really do here other than mass units? He has to run his SCVs, but they ain't going pretty far because Creator Prime's got a complete lockdown. And now he's also starting to add more Colossus, realizing that Taeja feels pressure to just add more units. He won't be massing Vikings at all.
Well, this is going to be interesting. If Creator continues attacking, there is a chance that Taeja can kill this army. This army, until it connects with a bunch of others, oh, is it going to get all of those SUVs? They were just running into it. They run back. Very, very nice little save there.
Yeah, he's trying to stall for as much time as possible. Taeja, now he has a little bit more favorable army. He's got a lot of Marauders. He even has a couple more Ghosts reincorporated into his composition. The army supply doesn't necessarily look good for Taeja, but we've seen miracles happen
finishing
once.
just now 3-3 finishes. Maybe a second too late, maybe just in time. How is this fight going to turn out? Wow. The Zealots coming in from the side. Are they in time? Focusing down this Colossus.
He's
Storm
fighting
going
Colossus
on those
without
units.
Viking Shed, but it's not going to be enough.
Man.
GG. And Creator ties it up, catching Taeja off guard, able to land money storms, and sends it to game number 3.
Yep.
You wish for game number 3,
I got it.
and you got no game number 3, man. Good thing we're in Vegas. I know what we're doing right after this cast.
Going to sleep for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. We've had a long day, long set of games. And this is one of the last rounds that'll be played today, at least for these players.
Yeah, and we're going to get to see game 3 here hopefully really soon. And I wonder what map they're going to pick. You have any idea?
Well, okay, let's see. Taeja lost. I mean, anything can happen. Like we have like maps like Metropolis, you know, other really cool maps like Abyssal City that we haven't seen too much in Terran vs Protoss. I feel like Zerg really likes Abyssal City, and not many other races pick that. I don't really necessarily know, but let's just say like Metropolis for fun.
Okay.
You know, why not?
Let's see. Let's see if we can see Metropolis. How much money are we wagering on this?
We'll save the betting for later, man. Let's go downstairs to bet. Don't worry about that. Well, guys, if you're just tuning in right now, we have 3 streams going out concurrently from IPL 5. You can tune into IGN.com/IPL, where we have lots of casters covering as much as possible for this event. Players have been playing since 10 a.m. What time is it now, Chet? It's
Possibly 8:12 according to this computer.
8:12 according to that computer, so it's been a full day of games. We've actually had VIPs here all day. Who's been here since the morning? Yeah! That's everyone, man. So these guys are loyal fans. It says VIP Thursday. Can't wait to see everyone on Friday. Of course, we also have other games going on here at IPL 5, like Shoot Mania and League of Legends on the other streams. Looks like the next map will be in Tomb Valley. That makes sense. It's a solid Terran map. Solid Terran map indeed. All right, guys. Game number 3. Winner does move on into the winner's bracket. Loser drops. Don't necessarily know who they're going to play because a lot of the loser bracket still has to catch up accordingly. Lots of surprising upsets, man. Just I could never predict that Nurture would go out in losers round 2. Lots of other players like Genius is out of the tournament too. GSL finalist. Gonzi's out of the tournament too. He's a Korean, but I mean, there's the level of the competition, the level of talent here at IPL 5 is astounding.
Yeah, and one of these players won't be out, but still, we get to see Creator versus Taeja just in round 4, and already it's already been amazing maps. We're 1-1, going to game 3 on Entombed Valley. Can't wait to see what these guys can show us.
That's right, Entombed Valley, a map where 3 base of anything can be pretty powerful depending on how you do it. And Taeja, he does have a map choice. But I think overall, Taeja still has to remain calm. He's been in situations where, he has to win. He has to turn the tide because Creator has a lot of momentum on his side. It's always better